Hello, Sky here, and why Silver the Hedgehog is not from the future. Let's start out of why I thought of this. It all started after seeing this picture. I think we all know which one it is. Yep, the shortboard meme picture. And I thought Silver basically always in a wasteland and trying to change the past. Wouldn't that mean he would erase himself? And I thought about a lot of things. Like, firstly, there's countless ways of time travel in the Sonic the Hedgehog where, well, games. Like having someone else take you to the past or future, like memories, using a machine from either Eggman or Eggman Nether, or maybe a different person invented it. Little Planet and the Time Stones for Chaos Control, and Time Eater, or any other thing that could come up in any game in the future. There's countless ways, and Silver could have ended up in the future when he was young. Very young to not realize he traveled through the future, but young enough that he won't die. I mean, if we count the IDW comics, the metavirus would have caught Silver, but Silver survived. And don't tell me he'd be in a safe place, because when you come to think about it, the Zombox would have most likely gotten him. And if we knock him back, tell me, where would the safe place be in the, I don't know, the lawless futures that we see? Well, basically, there's some other things, like, but that would also mean Silver's parents must be in Sonic's time plane. I thought about Shadow for a second, but then realized he's a man-made experiment that obviously has amnesia and in contact with Silver would remember him instantly somewhere, so that's out of the picture. Amy, I think the tarot card she has kind of, you know, would hint into that. And then there would be Sonic. Now you must be wondering why I have these pictures of Sonic, Shadow, and Silver's backs. And to point out, it was hard to find even the back pictures for Silver and Shadow. Shadow at least was in the video game and had his back on it, but Silver not as much. I'm not bothering looking through it because I got other plans, so yeah. But Silver looks more like Shadow from the back, but why? But here's the thing which really kicks off. This is the video that I'm about to show you, which points out my proof. Sorry if it moved, I don't have to speak on it yet. Silver jumps down, and when I was checking this, I realized Amy came at the side, not at the back. But honestly, the minor events before that, the explosions, would have pointed out to Amy that Sonic would most likely jump into the action and obviously chase after Eggman or whatever caused it. I weirdly thought Amy saw Silver from the back until seeing this image. But Amy wouldn't have done that unless she sensed something that is similar to, you know, Sonic. And don't tell me that Amy could have easily mistaken Shadow. Think about it this way. Shadow first appeared in Sonic Adventure 2, and Silver first appeared in Sonic 06. Tell me, how many games came before Sonic 06? And tell me which games Shadow appeared in? I think we can agree there's an obvious time skip. And then there's this chat with Metal Sonic and Silver. You might hear it from my headphones, which currently plugged in. Yeah. This is the line that gave me reason to think. I thought to check it, just in case. And why would Metal Sonic override to stop Silver unless he threatens that something he believes, like he is the true Sonic? Because obviously Silver's not a robot, so obviously there's gonna be some backlash of some sort when they meet. So obviously there's bound to be a point. And don't tell me Eggman don't know about Silver because mind erase. Because this is from Sonic Rush 2. Silver appeared in Sonic Rush 1 after Sonic 06, and they did encounter Eggman there, and I think Eggman would be aware of Silver at that point, and what his goal was, and would have most likely given them the info to the robots to keep aware of Silver. And Shadow and Metal have the same goal in that game. Silver could, well, Metal could have easily informed Silver using replay shown by, and I don't know if Metal even do have replay, Well, I think Eggman seemed to, well, the first reveal a bit of a mumble there before they, well, Shadow and Metal. Just thinking over my lines. Well, before Metal and Shadow met up with Astro and Silver, Eggman noticed them. She, well, Eggman noticed Astro, well, the Verminium from the Chaotix, which I just butchered the name of, and he suddenly surprised to see Silver. Unless there's a, I think Eggman is definitely aware of Silver when he actually be surprised of Silver. Understand my reasoning there? So, obviously, Metal is aware of Silver and what his goal is. They could have easily informed Silver about that, and they would come up with a plan. I just think, but you might say Silver could be unrelated to Amy Rose. Well, that could be true. It more likely to be Sonic. Well, you might be questioning, why would it be? I just realized. We don't actually know how Silver got to the future. So, Silver could have easily went into a machine which took him to the future at a young age. But the machine broke down, and the people who made the machine don't know what it was for or what purpose it could be. Like, I think there's obviously a way to build time travel because of Eggman doing it in '06 before. And because Silver suddenly disappearing into the future and they were expecting Sonic, I think they would most likely try to cover it up because if Sonic did know about his missing brother, I think his attitude would most likely change to a depressed state. So basically, though you might say the argument could be said that Silver could be created to stop Shadow after he went wild, and when he was creative, when he bent, when Gunn tries to, you know, power him up with something, he they accidentally send Silver into the future, and when they regain Shadow, they most likely would have done a cover-up. Well, the same could be said with Sonic. We don't really know. Though, if it were with Sonic, most likely Sonic's and, well, parents worked with them and they brought their kid along when they making a machine. And the journals, or more like Eggman's grandfather, and they was making that machine. Silver went inside while it was on, traveled to the future, but the machine broke down and burst, and they don't really know what happened to Silver, so they most likely tried to cover it up, and Sonic's parents most likely distraught about losing their child, most likely left the gun, and because they needed to keep Silver a secret, because they were involved with that. Because any government would have most likely wanted that incident to be quiet because a kid possibly died in there. So, yeah, they would have most likely wanted to keep it quiet. And when Sonic was Sonic's parents discovered they had another baby coming away, their way, they most likely would have kept the secret of Silver being their first son, a secret, and not tell Sonic at all. Because we see what happened when he was a good friend, like Tails, to the Deadly Six. So imagine Sonic finding out he lose a sibling he never knew. And imagine them telling Sonic, when he was a bit older, that they had a son named Silver, and he says, I think we all know how they would have done. Also, the reason why I'm more leaning onto Sonic's side, I don't if I mentioned it yet, but Shadow would have most likely remembered Silver, because when someone has amnesia, if someone walks in, which is iconic to them, they would most likely remember them, no matter what incident they were in. So most likely, Eggman's grandfather did not make Silver. It might make the argument the same could be said for Amy Rose, but I'm more leaning to Sonic because if Amy knows about having this sibling, she would most likely use the tarot cards to find out what exactly happened and realized Silver was still alive and went on more likely look for him in any shape or things. So yeah, I didn't have all pictures up because I rather, well, basically I about to go to grandma's and didn't have time to get everything up and running. So yeah, so I didn't have any pictures to show what I was talking about that much. And any other game could, you know, disprove or prove my theory. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm the Acme Dragon. I'll be seeing you next time you pop in. Bye. And this is my first theory, so sorry a bit awkward in some parts. This might not be the best editing for a theory, but at least it's a theory. Bye.